everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's my birthday. I'm level 34. Happy birthday, Aomaz. Look at you.
Hello, everyone.
My kid did my makeup. I think she did an amazing job. I was like, can you put glitter on me? And she was like, yeah, dude. She did great. Fully just committed to exactly what I asked her to do. She's like, I'm going to put some on your eyelids and some under your eyes. I was like, sounds great. Put it wherever. Yeah. Let me know if the music's too loud. not loud enough, should just go away. Whatever. Also, hello. Aside from Geekenders, I've been gone. I've been away. This whole week doing family stuff, Christmas stuff, weird stuff. It's certainly been. It's when like holiday things are done, I enter this state of like, I'm so glad that's over. I'm glad I participated, but I'm so glad all of that's done. I'm so glad all of that's done now. Enough glitter to look like a character from Infinity Nikki? Fantastic. That sounds like the right amount of glitter. Ah. They look like shiny freckles. Glitter freckles? I'm not the first person. Well, clearly you're the first person to do that, to think of that. Except I don't think either of us are the first person to think of that, right? Somebody out there's been like, I'm going to do glitter freckles. And now I want to do glitter freckles. Should I have glitter freckles? Taylor Swift popularized a small company's glitter freckles. God damn it. Of course she did. Son of a bitch, Taylor Swift. I've seen glitter freckles before. I'm not a genius. No, you have to just own it. I had never heard of it before, so you could have been like, yeah. Bro, I came up with that idea all by myself just now. Yes, hello, hi. We had a lovely Christmas. I talked about it a little bit on Geekenders, not a ton, but yeah, we did like a big like singing nativity situation in one of the local villages. That was very cute. And we did a Christmas Eve thing, and we were gonna skip. A lot of people, maybe this is also a thing in America, I'm honestly not super sure, but like a lot of people here will go to church once a year and it's on Christmas Eve. And so we had gone to my sister-in-law's for just like snacks and things on Christmas Eve, and to trade our Secret Santa stuff. And my sister-in-law was like, we're walking to the church down the street for the like kids Christmas Eve church thing. And Sam and I were like, cool, well, we'll bounce when that happens. And Clark was like, but I want to go. And we were like, okay, that's fine. So never mind, we won't bounce. But it was really fun. We like all walked together and the kids were chaotic, and I don't know, it was nice. And it turned out that one of Clark's like best friends from nursery was also there. And so they were going absolutely nuts for like the entire thing. So that was nice, and got to like catch up with them. Yeah, I don't know, like lots of very like small town village vibes for Monday, Tuesday. And then actual Christmas, I talked about this last year, but we do it potluck style now, which I think just makes so much more sense. And to be honest, when you're given like 2 things to bring, you try really hard to make sure those 2 things bang, you know? So we were saying, once everybody showed up with the food, we were like, what the fuck is this? This is so good, right? Because everybody had just a couple of things to like really give a shit about. Bro, if you're in a big family and there's one person, and I know sometimes it's out of your control because that one person, like that is their thing and they care a lot about controlling all of it. But if you're in a big family and the person who currently does all of Christmas dinner is like not fussed about it and willing to like give up the reins, make it potluck. Bro, it's amazing. It's so great. So I was once again in charge of Yorkshire puddings, which I think I've gotten pretty good at. I was once again Yorkshire puddings. No one else wanted to do sprouts, so I did sprouts. I roasted them in bacon. It smacked. They were so good. And then, what was my last thing? Hi, Roxo. How are you? Yeah, my kid did my makeup. I was like, can you put some glitter on me for stream? And she was like, I got you. Well, actually, it was more like, it was very much a professional makeup artist experience where I showed up and I was like, hey, I need to go stream. Can you do a little makeup on me? And she was midway through eating a quesadilla and was like, give me a minute. And like finished her quesadilla, wiped her little fingers and was like, okay, I need to find my palette. 1 second. It was great. Anyways, what was I? I was sprouts. I was Yorkshire puddings. Oh, and cranberry sauce, which was supposed to be Clark. We did mulled apple juice, which is not the same as cider. We did mulled apple juice and cranberry sauce. And Clark got really annoyed with how long it was taking the cranberries to like actually turn into mush, because a lot of cranberry sauce is just like throwing cranberries in. You can decide, but we do a mixture of orange juice and water, and then with sugar, and just letting them cook until they're mush, right? And so she stirred it a couple of times and was like, "Fuck this! Call me when it's done." Do you make the Yorkshires from scratch? Yeah, they're so easy. They're really, really easy. And I felt really bad because my father-in-law is very gluten intolerant. It ruins his whole day. It's gotten really bad. And it came on in adulthood. So this is like a big dietary shift he's had to do just in the last like 10 years. But I looked it up after the fact and I was like, gluten-free Yorkshire puddings are the exact same process, just corn flour. So I could have also made, my mother-in-law was like, don't worry about it, we'll just get frozen gluten-free ones and then he'll have those. But I was like, I could have made gluten-free ones from scratch too. Maybe they wouldn't have been as good. I don't know. But like I could have tried it, you know. Do they have canned cranberry sauce in the UK? Yeah, of course. Oh my God. When it's Christmas, when it's Christmas, you go to the shops and you know how at a lot of grocery stores, like the end of a line will just be stuff that they're trying to sell that's seasonal. Stacks of cranberry sauce. They're like, please God, take these. So yeah. But cranberry sauce is really easy to make. And again, I think when you're only in charge of a couple of things and it's relatively easy to make it from scratch, it's kind of like, why not? You know? Last year we fucked up. We were supposed to do the cranberry sauce and I didn't buy cranberries early enough. And it turned out that there were no cranberries to buy by the time I went to the store. And I was like, fuck! So we did use canned cranberry sauce last year and it was fine and nobody gave a shit, right? But it was nice to make it this year because, again, you literally throw stuff in a pot and then you walk away. And occasionally you stir it and then you mash it up and you're like, I did it, it's cranberry sauce. And then you take a little bite and you go, ooh, it's tart. Or you go, ooh, it's tart, depending on who you are. So. I love me some cran sauce. I put some off to the side because I knew it was all going to get used. I put some off to the side for us because Sam and I love a brie and cranberry sandwich. So when Christmas was done, I was like, honey, guess what? Guess what we're having tomorrow? Also, That's something that I had never had until I came to England. Is brie and cranberry sauce sandwiches. You should try it. It's delicious. Is brie fancy cheese? It's like a soft cheese. Yeah, it's delicious. Tread with caution if you're lacto whatever. Brie has never done me dirty though. I've never looked up the lactose content on brie, but I can eat it just fine for some reason. So if I'm at a table and there's brie, I'm going hard on brie. It's so yummy. Chutneys are so good, but they make your kitchen smell of vinegar for days. I'm not a chutney guy. Sam loves chutney. Loves it. So does his mom. I think chutneys are much more popular here than they are in America. I assume that's Indian influence. I'm not sure though. I have never thought to look up like why certain places like chutney. Brie is a matured cheese, so it's good for lactose intolerant people. Look at that. Hot dog. Look at that. Yeah. Brie. Very yummy. Very yummy. Ooh, Olivier, that sounds so good. Brie, walnuts, a bit of honey, and some watercress. Shut up. I'd eat that. That sounds great. Yes, I agree. The things, if you are gluten intolerant, if you have celiac, whatever, the number of things that have wheat in them, and you're like, why? I'll never forget, we were doing sausages and mash, which is a common meal out here. We're doing sausages and mash, and my father-in-law was like, oh, are they gluten-free sausages? And I was like, why wouldn't they be? They were not. They were not. What do you mean? It's the weirdest shit. It's the weirdest shit in the world. Fortunately, I had some gluten-free ones in the freezer, but it was not something I had ever thought that I needed to look for before in a sausage, right? It's weird. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, once you have to be looking for it, you get really pissed off about what it's all the things that it exists in. Yeah, it's because sausages always have a filler in them of some kind. And the filler is typically a wheat-based filler. It's a binder, basically. It's not necessary. It's just extremely common to have a wheat-based filler in sausage. Not something I ever would have thought of or known about. But I do now, right? I can't believe Brie's also a cheese. She's so busy. I think you're the first person in chat to make a Brie bun joke. Well done. Good job. What cup was that? I think Forecast Gray sent this.
It's a Moomin mug. Says, have you ever seen a star so big?
I love it. It's very cute. Also, I don't know if Forecast Gray is here, but if you watch this later or if you're here now, we opened your Christmas presents on Christmas. Clarky says thank you. She got lots of insect books, lots of books about bugs and bees and things, and a audiobook of The Hobbit on CD, which is very cute. Unfortunately, Clarky's CD player has broken. Clark took it outside and it was left in the rain and it does not work anymore. So it's fine. Honest mistake, but it doesn't work. Unfortunately, I didn't spend very much money on it, but we were like, okay, I guess we'll get a new one of those. But yeah, rain will do that. Yes. Who still makes CD players? Lots of people. Also, modern movies have CDs that you can buy. I didn't know this until my kid had a CD player. CD is a misspelled word? What do you mean? It's an acronym for compact disc. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't use CDs anymore, but that's okay. It was an option to give my kid music that does not rely on something that needs to be charged. She can just have CDs and play CDs whenever she wants, unless she leaves the CD player out in the rain. Anywho, her big gift was a hoverboard. Very much a misnomer. It's a self-balancing board that basically makes you look like you're hovering. It looks like you're floating around. I talked about this a little bit on Geekenders, but like that thing is built for kids. Like I still can't reliably get on it or off of it. Within just a few minutes, my kid was zipping around the house on it, and she continues to. Yeah, basically someone, when I was talking about it on Geekenders, someone tried to describe it as a Segway without the handle part. It's just the feet part of a Segway. That's a very easy way to think of it. There's a wheel on either side. There's it separates in the middle. Not separates, but like that's where the balancing part comes in, right? So there's a spot on either side for a foot. It lights up when you put your foot on it. If you're giving even enough pressure, it'll light up. So you know when you're like standing on it and it's able to like balance properly as long as both sides are lit up, right? So Clark's biggest issue with this thing right now is that she's small. So sometimes she's standing on it and it's like, I can't find your foot, basically. She has to like adjust her foot so that it's like perfectly centered so it can feel the right amount of weight on both sides. But she loves it. She loves it. Once again, last year, she begged for roller skates and I made the mom decision of her not getting roller skates. And she was so upset about it. And so in the end, I was like, okay, let's look for cheap roller skates that you can use and see if you even like it, right? And it turned out that she loves it and it's like her favorite thing, right? And she, to this day, still roller skates all over the house. So this time I put it in Sam's hands and I was like, look, I've never reliably gotten on one of these things without feeling like I was going to eat shit. If you think that this is a safe gift for her, go for it. And she loves it, so whatever. Whatever. She has fallen. Absolutely. But it was the same as with roller skates. She fell, was like, okay, I know why I fell. Like, hurt herself, but was like, I know why I fell. I'm not going to do that again. And at this point now, doesn't fall at all. Doesn't hurt herself. Nothing. Controls it perfectly. So, whatever. She was like, next, skateboards. Next. I was like, oh, God. Yeah. I skateboarded for like 10 years, and I'm pretty sure I would die if I got on a hoverboard now. Once you're on it, it's fine, honestly. At least from my experience. The hardest part for me is getting onto the fucking thing. But once I'm on it, it's really intuitive. Like, the way that you control it is very much like, where are you putting your weight? That's how you control it, right? When I'm moving around on it, I don't feel like I'm going to fall off of it. I feel like I'm going to fall when I'm trying to get on it and when I'm trying to get off of it. Clark has no problem getting on and off. And I think it's because she's not as worried she's going to fall as I am. So I'm so tentative with it that it's like, what's going on? You know? She's also closer to the ground. Yeah, true. Sam was like, all right, yeah, you're controlling it fine, but you're not really a master until you know how to go backwards. And she immediately just went backwards. And I was like, what else you got, Dad? What else? You got a checklist or what? You're a real Dodger, not a shroom right now. Yeah, Sundays? On Sundays, I'm here. I'm a DOOGER, a human DOOGER. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, she had begged for a snake, and I was like, you don't even know how to take care of a snake, so talk to me again once you've spent a bunch of time with your auntie's snake and learned about snakes, right? But I did get her a big stuffed snake, and she's obsessed with it and has called it Sparkle, and I'm so nervous because she keeps like walking all over the house with it. Unfortunately, Peach has gotten a lot better about not taking stuffed animals that we haven't explicitly given to her. But I'm still very nervous that at some point she's going to try to take Sparkle, and then it's all going to go so downhill. But Sparkle's adorable. Sparkle is about as long as I am if you hold it upright, so it's huge. It's way bigger than I thought it was going to be, but she loves it. She got tattoo markers, so skin safe markers to like draw tattoos on people. She gave everyone at Christmas a tattoo. Very cute. And they washed off really easily, actually. Aside from this, she was like, I'm going to color in one of your flowers. I was like, that's a great idea. But she didn't actually, she like, wait, let's see if you can tell. Yeah, you can kind of see it. She literally just made a big red circle all over the flower. I was like, fill in the flower, dude. What are you doing? So I just had a giant pink blob on my arm. For anyone else in chat who is also ESL, to eat shit is to trip and fall on your face. Yes, true. Eating shit means to fall. Yes, true. What else did she get? The bug books. A little kid novel. We talked about getting her books that that are about girls. We keep reading adventure books where girls aren't really involved. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, that's so fair. Good review. Good feedback. So got her the first book in a series called it's called like Diary of an Accidental Witch or something like that. It's about like a little girl who gets moved to a town that has two schools. One school is like a weird school for the extraordinary in the woods, and the other one is like a normal ass school, and her dad accidentally enrolls her in the school for the extraordinary. And it's a witch school, and she goes there and is like, I don't know how to do magic, and it's cute. It's very cute. And with that, I also got her a reading light that is a little octopus that glows blue. So you can read. Cute. We've watched all of Hilda, don't worry. We watched all of Hilda. This is specifically about like bedtime reading books. We've spent a lot of time on The Hobbit, which is the main catalyst for this. And she was talking about The Hobbit with my mother-in-law, who was like, oh, I loved those books as a kid. The next ones are the Lord of the Rings books. You should see if you and your mommy can read the Lord of the Rings books next. And Clark was like, oh, I'm so excited to read Lord of the Rings after The Hobbit. And she was like, is one of the main characters a girl? I was like, there are girls. There are girls. There are girls in the book. Somewhere in there. Occasionally we do girl sometimes. But yeah, this is why I had come to chat being like, hey, can you guys recommend me some books that are like adventure books that have girls in them? She just wants some rep, dude. She wants female representation in her adventure books, which is so fair. So yeah, there are important girls that do things. They talk sometimes as well. It's crazy. But yeah, we have like a whole huge list. I just wanted something that she would potentially try to read on her own as well. So I was like, I don't want to get like a big, like long adventure book, but something that's like short chapters, you know, really accessible. So that's why I went for the Diary of an Accidental Witch or whatever. And it's been really cute. Like I'll read a couple of pages and then she'll be like, hold on, can I see something? And she'll start reading by herself. So it's definitely, it's been bridging the gap really well. But yeah. And then I just finished a book that was so good. And I'm, but it's one of those books where I'm like, I might need a minute before I read the next one. Hold on. Let me double check it again. The name of it. Hold on. I think it's called Dark Rise. Yeah, Dark Rise by C.S. Pacat. What a good book. It's one of those books where I really appreciate when a book is like building up a lot of information. And I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm not like giving too much away, I guess. But like it builds up so much information that once you're coming to the climax, once you're coming to the end, you on your own are already being like, oh, I see. All of this foundational stuff that we've built up to this point, I'm able to put together now, right? Because so often you read a book where they've given you all of this information and the things that mattered were really like lost in the weeds. And by the time they start like revealing stuff, you're like, oh, okay. Right? Like, this book didn't do a very good job of making certain things matter, right? It's this book was so good. It's technically a young adult book, but like, not that there's anything wrong with young adult books. I love them. But like the stakes in this book are crazy. It's so good. And at the end I was like, well, I need a little time to process everything that just happened. I need a little time to process everything. Dark Rise. R-I-S-E. Dark Rise. When I was I was looking for books to potentially listen to as audiobooks. The audiobook for this is fantastic, by the way. Here's a life hack. If you find that you are the sort of person who really, really struggles, and yes, this does mean potentially buying a book twice, but like Libby and things like that exist, right? So if you're the sort of person who has a really hard time starting books, you're like, everybody says this book is so good, but I'm having such a hard time getting past the beginning. This is now 2 books in a row where I bought the book and went, I'm having a really rough time getting through the beginning of this book. Listened to the beginning as an audiobook, and we were off to the races. Totally fine after that. Having somebody just read you through the beginning part until you feel the investment kick in, and then being like, and now either I'll continue listening to this or I'll swap to like physical reading. It's great. It's so helpful. Audiobooks are fantastic, by the way. I'm such a believer. I'm such a believer now. I always have one queued up, dude. It's so great. Audiobooks are fantastic. And they've helped so much with like shit in the house that I don't care about. Because if I'm really into a book at the time, I can be like, all right, I should probably do some dishes. I don't want to, but I bet I could listen to a chapter of that book while I'm doing the dishes. And then I do. It's great. I love that idea, but I can't afford the same book twice. That's why I'm saying like there are library adjacent audiobook options, right? So if there's a book that you're wanting to read and you have the physical copy, you can look into free audiobook options, or vice versa. If you bought the audiobook and you're wanting to like physically read it, you can see if you can grab it from the library, right? But yeah, audiobooks are great. If you find that you get stuck a lot, audiobooks so helpful. But yeah, I installed the next book and was like, I'm not gonna do this now. I can't do this now. I can't do this now, dude. No. No. It feels, sometimes audiobooks for me also feel kind of like, it's not exactly the same, but like when I would read manga that was like scanlated, like fan translated manga instead of like the official published versions of manga, and I would love it and be like, okay, I'm gonna buy the book, right? I'm gonna actually buy the book. Sometimes audiobooks feel like that for me. So like I listened to Vicious and Villainous by V.E. Schwab, and I immediately bought both of those books. I had already bought them as audiobooks, but I was like, but I want the I kind of want to reread them now as like physical books because I enjoyed that so much. It's weird. I'm in a weird book climb right now. It's been nice. It's been nice. And I think sometimes when you don't read very much, and you really enjoy a book, you like get this weird high out of it where you convince yourself, I'm not going to find another book that's going to make me feel like that anytime soon. And if you just really pursue it, you will. You will. I've convinced myself now because I've had 3 books in a row now where I've been like, that was awesome. Next, right? So I think people that read a lot are finding books that they love fairly consistently because they consistently read, right? Which makes sense. But if you read really inconsistently or you don't read that often, you'll read a book and be like, man, I wish I could find another book like this. And you can. It just sometimes, takes a minute. Danny Prime, thank you so much for the raid. Hi, we're talking about books. We're talking about books and reading. So welcome. My sister's read like 80 books this year. Dude, my sister is, what is that called? What is it called? It's not it's a similar word to dyslexia, but it means that is it hyperlexia, where you read insanely fast and you comprehend things you read like super fast. Both my sister and my niece can both read like crazy. My sister can power through like 2 novels in a day. I think it's hyperlexia, I think is the word for it. But anyway, jealous of that. I know, dude. Yeah. If you meet a little kid that is reading super, super early, sometimes it's a sign of hyperlexia. I found that out also. Because there's a kid, one of my kids' friends was already reading before they turned 3. And it turned out they're hyperlexic. Anyways, so yeah, if you're like a crazy fast reader, if you've always been able to read really, really well or learned to read super fast, you might be hyperlexic. Anyways, yeah, my sister can get through so many books in a year. Could not be me. But I've stopped hating myself over that, right? I've reached the point now where it's like, I'm just going to be grateful for the fact that I know how to read and I can read, right? And enjoy books if I want to and if I can. And not, it's a lot like how I've compared my musical abilities to my brother my whole life, who is an insanely talented and hardworking musician. Sometimes with siblings, if you have a sibling who is so good at something, you spend a lot of your life, especially if you're younger, you spend a lot of your life being like, well, what the fuck is wrong with me then? No, I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest by 11 years. My closest sibling is 11 years older than me. Also, Carrie Ann Gould, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Thank you. And there was a bonus gifted sub with that. I love the bonus gift subs. They're great. If you were gifted a sub, make sure you say thank you. Welcome to the Cat Gang, everybody. Enjoy your time with us. Thank you so much. My younger brother's much smarter than me, and I wonder that every now and then. Yeah, I think that's normal, right? Siblings just kind of naturally compare themselves to each other. And yeah, my sister's always been a fast, eager reader. And I was like, I can read fine, but I can't read like that, right? So what's the problem? And then my brother, there's pictures of my brother like playing the piano at 4 years old or some shit. They're both amazing. They're both amazing in their ways, right? And it's just natural to be like, what happened here? Like, why didn't? But you know, potentially there's stuff about me that they were looking at and being like, wow, Brooke's really good at that. So it's also good to remind yourself of that. You'll never look at yourself the way that other people look at you, or know exactly how other people see you, right? Comparison is natural. Everyone has different talents. Totally. Everyone has different brains. Everyone excels at different things. Yeah, 100%. You're the best dabber. You know what? And I bet my brother and sister think that too. Mm-hmm. My mom is one of the sweetest people in the world. She's going to watch this later and be like, honey, you're very talented. And you know you're very talented. I'll be like, thanks, Mom. Yes, it's also perfectly normal to be amazing at some stuff as a kid and then suck at it as an adult. There's a bunch of research about child prodigies and about kids that are considered like gifted, quote unquote, at a young age, and how a lot of them in one way or another will wind up just crashing out because of how much pressure those labels and that much expectation places on a little kid, instead of just, you know, casually being like, wow, they're really good at that. I know a lot of people who, as young kids, were put into, you know, like accelerated programs, gifted programs, whatever, or were constantly told like, wow, you're so ahead of your grade, or like whatever, right? And as adults have responded in a variety of ways to that. That's some mega amounts of glitter. Thank you. My kid did it. I think she did a great job. For anyone who buys books multiple times, please note, I couldn't find my copy of The Lies of Locke Lamora when I wanted to read it. I ended up owning 4 copies because I kept forgetting I had bought a new copy. Amazing. My kid is 6. She'll be 7 in April. I know. I know, dude. She's reached the age where, like, I don't know, I think it's so cool when kids learn enough about the world that they're able to infer things. Or they'll hear a word in context that they don't know and kind of be able to figure out what it means. I think that's so cool. So kids start school here at 4. So Clark was in reception, which is the equivalent of kindergarten, at 4. So she's currently in 2nd grade, year 2, and is 6. Do they not have preschool or daycare if you pursue that? If you want them in preschool or daycare, yeah. Required school, when you are legally required to have your kids start school, is 4 years old. You went at 7? In America, 7 years old is second grade. So I would have started school at 5. So they just start a year earlier here than when I started school. Interesting. Yeah. The only reason that I remember that so vividly, that I was 7 in second grade, is because that's when I swapped schools. And it was a big enough deal to me that I remember like everything about where I was in life when I swapped school, you know. Yeah, I don't think preschool isn't required here either. Clark did a little bit of nursery, like daycare. And the daycare that she went to also had a section of it that was preschool. So when she started daycare, they were like, she knows enough that she can just do the preschool program if you want that. And we were like, sure. Sure, sounds good, you know. I didn't have a lunchbox. We had paper bags, old school style paper bags, and my mom would put together our lunches and she would draw pictures on my lunch bag every day. It was very cute. No, we have no plans for New Year's, I don't think. We don't normally make plans for New Year. I think the last time we did anything for New Year's was with Sacriel and his wife Shannon. And we all went to like a 40s themed like New Year's Eve bar thing, and it was very fun, and we got all dressed up, and yeah, that was years ago. I have no idea how long ago that was, but I could probably find those pictures somewhere. Yeah, they live in Canada now. They were living here when we moved here. And then I think after lockdown, they decided that they wanted to make a big change and moved to Canada, which is where Shannon's family is from. Yeah, our thing was in London as well, and a bunch of the roads were like blocked off. So we kept trying to get places, and they'd be like, you can't walk through here, you have to go through that street. And like we had to do so many detours to just get to this frickin' bar. And by the end of it, we were like, my feet hurt so bad. Yeah, I feel like since having a child, I do feel like there's a renewed interest in having more traditions or like doing more things, right? I don't know. I don't know what I would want to do on New Year's, really. I'm almost done with my coffee. Ripping peppers. Same people that do the London fireworks show also do one on the coast near us. I don't think we're near any fireworks sort of thing. But I honestly, to be perfectly honest, I haven't looked to see if there's any New Year's stuff going on around us at all. I saw that you guys got some Dodger coffee mugs. I'm glad you like them. I am grateful that we don't live. We can occasionally hear things from like the villages, but like we're remote enough that we don't really hear a lot of like celebration adjacent noises when things are going on. Yeah, when we were living in like the Torrance, LA area, the fireworks were so obnoxious. It was so bad. And we had a newborn at the time, and I was just like, please. Please stop. Please, everybody. It was so loud. So I'm very grateful for the peace. I'm very grateful for the peace. I can go to the not peace if I want. But I don't typically want to. I think the worst that we've like heard weird adjacent stuff going on was bonfire night. We kept hearing random noises, and I'd be like, what is that? Oh. I guess it's a bonfire night thing. I don't know. Bonfire night? You mean bonfire week? Yeah, people go nuts for that. My poor baby cat, she's gonna be so scared. I do love when it's the 4th of July. All the videos of people giving their dogs like basically the dog equivalent of like a weed brownie. Just being like, here you go, buddy. Have a nice time. And their dogs just conk out for a while. Not me looking at cat shelters nearby and showing Alex all the cute babies. Oh. I've been watching a lot of videos of people that that don't foster. My only interaction helping with shelters at all was fostering. And I've been watching a lot of videos of like different ways that people like help with dogs in shelters or cats or whatever. And I keep being like,
I could volunteer as a dog walker for a shelter. I don't know, maybe.
I don't know if I could foster a cat. I worried about it a little bit. There was one cat that I almost kept. Roy from the Full Metal Alchemist kitten litter. I almost kept Roy. I was talking about it with my mom. I was like, I could bring him back. He could, I don't know where he would live while I'm like figuring out where I'm going to go after college, but like we could figure it out. We'd figure it out. And my mom was like, no, dude. Basically, I was trying to keep this cat when I was literally graduating. So I would be going home to live with my parents for a little bit. And my mom is very allergic to cats and was like, well, if you're going to be living here, you can't bring a cat with you, right? So I was like trying to do all kinds of mental gymnastics. Like, well, like for how long would it even be though? And she was like, no, dude. Yeah, we had Roy, Olivia, Ed, and Hohenheim, who we called Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho was adorable. Ho-Ho was the cutest little man. I loved him so much, but Roy was just like a big mischievous boy, and I loved him. Hohenheim is a Full Metal Alchemist character, gang. Remember, it's the Full Metal Alchemist litter. So we had Roy Mustang. We had Edward Elric. Did you terrible day for Rain when he left? I should have. I didn't, though. No, I gave you the 4 names. Olivia, Roy, Ed, Ho-Ho. The shelter named Lorian Mr. Boots. Reminder, Sherlock's original name was Andre. So, you know. Yeah. Sherlock. Oh. He's gotten to this weird point where he's just like pooping wherever he wants. I'm not a fan. But he's old and he's sick. I'm gonna take him back in just to see if there's something we can do about it, but poor boy. He's 16. He's got a bunch of tumors in his chest. So we were told it could progress really fast or it could not. He's still eating and drinking a ton, but yeah, he's experiencing some incontinence, I think. I know. Every time I hug him, I'm like, you're so small. It like makes me want to cry because he was such a fat cat. Like he was one of those cats where people would meet him and be like, oh, big boy, you know, and he's so tiny now. It's sad. But we're going to bring him in, see if there's something we can do to like make him feel a little better, you know, or get an idea of how much, you know, all of this stuff has progressed. So he has. He's had a long life, but that doesn't make it easier, you know. It's just raining everywhere today, isn't it? It sure is. It sure is. Yeah. Does the office intruder still come by? Gus? My office intruder? Yeah, he tried to get in literally today. Gus was just sitting outside of my door while I was starting pre-show and was like, hey, buddy, you want to let me in? And I was like, absolutely not. No, sir, not today. I love you, though. The other cat that just shows up on our property all the time and just sits outside of the window taunting Sherlock and pissing him off. He barely ever shows up anymore because we've got Peach now. And literally the second that he shows up, Peach is like, friend, and just chases him away. So we're like, fantastic. Fantastic. Watson's doing fine, I think. I think she's doing okay. The weird thing with Watson is, so Watson's gonna be 10, I think. The weird thing with Watson is that she's never been a big eater. So sometimes we go to feed the cats and Sherlock scarfs his food and Watson just doesn't eat any of it. And I'm like, is this normal Watson behavior or is this loss of appetite behavior? I'm like on my guard now. Except for the almonds. Yeah, that's what's weird, right? Is like, at first she had all of this this like food insecurity, right? So when she would get stressed, she would try to eat a bunch of stuff. And now she's the sort of cat where you like give her food and she'll eat a little bit of it and then be like, thanks, and just walk away. She does have food allergies though. So her food isn't as delectable maybe as she wishes it was. Anyway, yeah, I've still got both cats. We don't know how much longer we're gonna have Sherlock though. I don't like thinking about it, but I kind of have to, you know? Yeah, she does not interact with Peach whatsoever, though. If Peach is downstairs, she'll be like, I'll wait. So sometimes if the cats have been fed and Peach is just kind of like chilling at the bottom of the stairs, Sam will go up and grab Watson and be like, come on, let's come eat. I don't know. I've still never seen Hissy Missy, man. No idea. And the chicken coop is now freaking locked down, so rats aren't getting into the coop anymore either. So it's hard to tell if we still have a rat problem or if Hissy Missy like locked in. The dog is here, no thanks. Yeah, basically. I think they'll probably be fine with each other, or they'll come to like, you know, an uneasy agreement on how much they interact. But currently, yeah, they don't really interact with each other. Oh, on a totally separate note, I think we're gonna be able to do session 0 of the Peppa Pig one shot soon. Very excited about that. We've got our group together. We've got a system. And the setup all ready to go. So I know. It's happening. You all thought I was gonna try to skate on by and not do it, but I've put some brains into this. I've put a few little sparks of joy in there, dude. I've missed this one. So for those of you who were not around for the dawning of this, I've done a couple of one-shots. I'm not an amazing DM, but I love to do a goofy thing. The last thing that I DM'd was a 4-part Fate Accelerated campaign that was Hollow Knight themed. And everybody made their own bug, and it was very cute. But we were talking about how much information about Peppa Pig I have in my head because I had a child that really loved Peppa Pig for a hot minute there, and I just knew too much. I knew way too much about Peppa Pig. And someone was like, you should do a Peppa Pig one shot. And I said, all right, check this. If Joe ever does his Twilight one shot, which he had been threatening to do for like 2 years at that point, I was like, if Joe ever does his Twilight one shot, I will do a Peppa Pig one shot. And guess what? Joe did the Twilight one shot. If you've been fishing and you've seen the zoomed in picture of me with freckles that just says Michael, that was my character in the Twilight one shot. I was a nerdy vampire named Michael. Yeah. And then I was like, well, pressure's on now. I have to do the Peppa Pig one shot. So, my big thing was I knew what I wanted the campaign to be, or the one shot. I don't want to call it a campaign. That makes it sound like it's going to be big. It's not. I knew what I wanted it to be. I just needed a system. And so I think I've found a system that will work. Bring back Michael. I tried to use Michael in another game and it didn't work out super well. He didn't thrive. He didn't thrive in that environment the same way that he thrived in the Twilight one shot. Joe Fudge. He's our same DM for Sunforged. Yeah, the Twilight one shot is on Joe Fudge's channel. It was supposed to be all of us that were in Godforged. It was between Godforged and Sunforged. So it was supposed to be the whole group that was in Godforged doing the Twilight one shot. Sam wound up not being able to do it. Same with Shane. So it was me, Old Lady Gamer, Brie Bun, and Tomato with Joe as the DM. And it was So it was crazy. It was so goofy. At the end we were like, can we do more of this? And Joe was like, absolutely not. It's like, no, absolutely not. But yeah, Peppa Pig one shot. It's on the horizon. 2025. I should make a little graphic that's like a really ominous coming soon graphic. It says Peppa Pig one shot 2025 with just a black background. Just post it. Oh God. But yeah, I am excited to see, because I'm gonna let everybody decide what animal they are in the Peppa Pig world. I'm very excited to see what people choose. Preparations. Preparations are underway. Holy shit, that's so good. Can I steal that? Good. Yes. Fantastic. It'll just feel good to use all of this knowledge for something, you know? I hesitate to call it knowledge, but what else is it, really? Sam should draw everyone's characters. That's so funny. Oh my God. I think there are websites. I think there's a website where you can like make your own Peppa Pig character. I should just have people do that. Or Clark could draw them. That's also very good. Yeah, I need you all to make your own Peppa-sonas, please. Thank you. My kid put the glitter on me. I asked her to, and she acquiesced.
Hi, Clover.
I was talking about you the other day. All good things. All good things. How's the coffee company doing? It's doing good. Yeah, coffee company's doing good. Yeah, we've put out 3 out of a set of 4 mugs, so there will be a fourth version of the cauldron mug that I think we're planning on putting out in spring. Yeah, and we did the Crendor roast, Midnight Sloth. The Crendor roast is in the store along with a little mug that has his sloth on it. It's very cute. Is that a dead pixel on the camera? I don't know, is it? Where? Where? It's been there for months. It is. It's been there for months. I don't even see it. Do I want to see it? Is it going to ruin my day? Do I want to see it? Is that it? On my forehead? Is that it? Oh, well, at least it's on the carpet. At least it's on the carpet, dude. And I'm so rarely on camera. How often do you have to deal with this, really? Once a week? Just pretend it's part of the... I'm wearing glitter today. Just pretend it's part of the glitter. It's camera glitter, dude. It's participating. It's plagued Olivier for ages. I would never have seen that. Clearly, I've never noticed it. So... Maybe it is glitter, like on the camera. I kind of doubt it. Am I looking into your soul right now? Sorry. I'm peeping for glitter. Don't look into its eyes. Just burning the lens casually. Ugh. Pardonnez-moi. I still can't see it. Good. That's because it's not there. That's because it's not there, gang. Now I'm just thinking about mouth washing. Bro, I don't know what happened, but I'm suddenly getting tons of mouth washing fan art again. I'm not going to spoil anything about mouth washing, but I did say during Geekenders when we were talking about like our favorite games this year, I said that mouth washing was a game that I still think about all the time. And it's like ever since I said that, it doesn't matter what platform I'm on, mouth washing fan art shows up and I'm like, all right, I'm not mad about it. Mouthwashing is a game with a lot of warnings. Please tread lightly. But it's very short and I really liked it. I think tonally, I'm trying to think of how to say this again without spoiling anything. I think it pitched itself as something different than it is. And it occasionally was like, okay, wait, we got to really lean into this genre that we said we are. Even though I don't think it was necessary. Does that make sense? I heard it's depressing. Oh my God, incredibly so. Incredibly so. It's an incredibly depressing game. Yeah. What's the genre? Psychological horror. With body horror elements to it. God, I don't want to say anymore. Oh shit! The mouthwash! The dice tell the story, dude. That was randomized. That was incredible. Incredible. A nat 20 pull for real. That was very weird. We're in the psychological horror right now. Because what was that, dude? It's in the room with us. Did anyone find that clip of Dodger recommending to Jesse the game Butt Nights? I do not understand that whole thing. Any of you who didn't watch Geekenders, here's the situation. Jesse downloaded a game insisting that I told him he should play it, that I recommended it to him. Okay. He went to play it on stream and everyone was like, Jesse, do not play this game. It has like hardcore erotica in it. And he was like, oh, okay. So then he, during Geekenders, was like, why would you recommend that game to me without giving me a heads up about what's in it? And I was like, I've never seen this game in my life. Went to look on Steam. I've never downloaded it. Didn't even play the demo. I have no idea what is going on. Right? I was like, and then a bunch of people in chat, it turned into like this weird split situation where half of the people were like, I totally remember Dodger recommending this game. And the other people being like, I don't remember this whatsoever. So I got to a point where I was like, show me the clip, dude. If I apparently recommended an erotica game to Jesse to play on stream, show me the clip. Where is it? And no one has been able to follow up with a clip. So I also think so. I think I recommended a game to him and he got confused about what game it is and wound up downloading Butt Night. Oh, thank you, Free. Free just posted the mouthwashing warnings that we had while we were playing it. In case you're curious about playing the game. Please, pay attention to those warnings. They're very real. General consensus seems to be it's confused with Atlas. I could see that. But Atlas doesn't sound like Butt Night at all. I can't imagine. The idea of being like, oh, Atlas, it's really fun. The character models have some booba that has nothing to do with the game. You should play it. It's fun. And then him being like, I don't remember what that game was called, but I think Dodger said everybody's got big butts and they're knights. It's probably Butt Night. It's crazy work. Crazy mental gymnastics, but who even knows? I'm new here. Why are we talking about Butt Night? I got accused of recommending the game Butt Night to someone when I never did. That's the short version. I have no idea. Anyhow. It's fine. It's just him setting up a story for why you'll see your friend played when you look at Butt Night. Dude, Jesse and I have a like strict, if we look at a little bit suspicious game and it says, your friend has played this. We'll never mention it. Who is that? I don't even know that guy. You can hide games from your list now, though. That's true. You can also, I found out because I didn't want people to know when I was playing League. You can also go into Discord and say, you can tell people when I'm playing anything except League of Legends. So I did. I hid League of Legends because I didn't want people to be able to see when I was playing it and then be like, Dodger, no. What's wrong with League? Nothing. It's a great game. And there's nothing wrong with it. I have coworkers on Discord. They don't need to know shit. Yeah. Like, I originally was like, maybe I'll just make it so you never see that I'm playing a game. But I was like, I don't care about it that much. I do care enough to hide certain games, I think. Yeah. Just so I can keep my peace. I can just play it in peace, right? You also habitually leave games on for days on end. That's also true. That's why when somebody says, how many hours do you have in this game? I say, I'll tell you. It won't be accurate, though. It will not be the right number. I can tell you how many hours I have in Slay the Spire, but I treat Slay the Spire the same way that my dad treated Tetris while I was growing up, which is that game just stays on. And when I get to my computer, I might want to play a cheeky little round of Slay the Spire and then do something else. But why bother closing it? I am excited for Slay the Spire too. Yeah. I am. I'm a little sad that the defect doesn't seem to be in it. Where'd my little robot baby go? It's fine. I do not restart my computer every day. No, I don't. Alex is obsessed with our energy usage charts. I've thought about looking at that stuff, but I think I would get like really weird about it. I think I'd get a little weird about it. You just leave it on for a day? Yeah, I will just leave it on. Yeah. Guys, some people literally don't turn their PC off unless the PC's like, hey, I am forcing an update or something breaks. It's me. I'm people. It's the same people with hundreds of Chrome tabs open. Yeah. My worst, when I'm at my most toxic with my browser, is when I have two separate browser windows open and both of them individually have like 20 tabs open. And I'm like, I should probably consolidate these. But I don't want to. I'm glad that 2 of you said 20. That's rookie numbers right in a row. You guys should meet. Just bookmark it. No, because once I've bookmarked something, it doesn't exist anymore. My bookmarks, who are they? I've never looked at them. When somebody says to me like, hey, you should check out this, or when I think, oh, I need to make sure I grab that, or I need to update this or whatever, I open a tab for myself because I'll never remember otherwise. But I do pretty routinely go through all of my tabs to remind myself, like, why do I have these open? And then I actually do the thing that the tab is, you know? And if I say to myself, I'm not going to close this tab unless I've done the thing that I opened the tab for, it's helpful for me. Do I sometimes go on a weird deep dive where I open up like 30 tabs about one thing? Yes. And what's great is you hit a critical mass where you're like, I've opened so many tabs about this thing that to keep my own peace, I have to close all of them. And then suddenly that's 40 tabs gone, you know? That's great. Don't you lose the tabs if you restart? Yeah. So I make sure I go through the tabs before I shut down. Or here's the real hack. You tell your computer to shut down before you've closed the browser. And then when you turn your computer back on and you go to open up the browser, it goes, you lost a bunch of tabs last time you shut your computer down. Do you want me to open those back up? And I go, yes, please. Yes, I would. Thank you. Yeah, you can also like do it the proper way and tell it to like save your tabs or whatever. All right, this is my last little slurp of coffee. Cheers, gang. Doop. Hey, thanks for being here today, guys. I hope you're all having a nice day. I appreciate your time. Oh. Gone. I'm thinking about getting into Warframe. What's the upfront time investment going to be like? What do you mean by that? Like, how long did it take me to hit story? What would you say, chat? Like 20 hours? It took a long time. The thing is, though, it's the sort of game where the gameplay loop, you don't actually have to give a shit about anything. Honestly, once the story got good, I was like, what a nice little cherry on top of a game that was already just mindlessly sort of fun. I didn't need Warframe to have a story, honestly. I just wanted to have a cool robot body and kill a bunch of guys. And the game gave me that. It's very grindy, but grindy in a way that I enjoy. You will find out very quickly if it's grindy in a way that you enjoy or not. I enjoy it quite a bit. And I've now hit the like second dream war within sort of part of the second arc. which is where the story like kicks up a notch. And it's great and it's super fun. But for me, it's icing, you know, cool. I'm glad that there's a story there. That's really fun. But also I get to keep being a robot and killing stuff. So, how long is it going to take you to get to like story? I don't really know. It took me a long time. But I wasn't upset about it. I wasn't upset about how much time it took me. It's just mindlessly fun. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. That's true. It's free. There are, you know, buyable currencies and things in it. So if you try to avoid games that give you like an in-game shop and stuff, be aware of that. But yeah. 1999 has a built-in dating sim, true, but to get to the point where you are story-wise ready for 1999 is beyond where I'm at. I was told that I probably had like 20 more hours of playtime to do before I would be able to do 1999 and not have anything spoiled for me. So if you've seen clips of people playing the 1999 stuff, or if you watched the demo or anything like that, it takes a while before you are able to do that. Oh, I'm wanting to get into it because my brother-in-law plays and I want to support my sister by getting to know him better. Oh my gosh. Yeah, again, it's free. So try it out. And honestly, the Warframe community is so lovely, and potentially I don't know what your relationship with your brother-in-law is like now, but like if you went to your brother-in-law and you were like, hey, I really want to start playing Warframe, he might be so excited to like get you involved or help you sort of understand like the basics and stuff. We've been trying to 100% a Mario game that we play every Christmas, and it's taken us years. That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, I can't. I have no idea how many hours I've actually played Warframe. This is another game that I leave on all the time. So it says I've played 134 hours of it, which I know is wrong. So, oops. It's definitely faster playing Warframe with a buddy. Whoa, T-Pippi, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. And we got a couple bonuses in there as well. Thank you. Make sure if you were gifted a sub just now that you say thank you. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. Enjoy your time with us. Thank you, thank you. Very sweet, guys. So what I was gonna say, and we'll start wrapping up in a minute, but what I was gonna say about like the game goes a lot faster with another person, that is true. However, it can go faster in a bad way. I'm really glad that I did the whole beginning of the game mostly solo. The stuff that I did with other people was generally stuff to like get extra items, do relics, whatever. actual story stuff and the whole beginning missions I did entirely by myself. The issue is that players that have been playing for a while zip through stuff so fast that you don't actually get to experience the mission at all. So if you go in with randos, they're gonna just do it and be done in no time at all. You'll barely get to participate, and then they'll be like, "We're waiting at the exit point. Come on, man!" Right? And it's just, you don't actually get to learn how to play the game. So either play with somebody who's gonna be willing to like go at your pace, or I would honestly recommend going solo for the first bit of it. Anyhow, it's a fun game. I recommend it. Sam has played Warframe basically since it came out. I have very recently started playing it. I started playing 4 months ago? Something like that. And I play a couple times a week. And it's really fun. And it is very bicycle-y. So when 1999 came out, they sponsored us, actually, which was so lovely. They sponsored us, and I was a little worried because I hadn't played in a couple of weeks. So I was like, what if I can't remember how to bullet jump? But it comes back to you so fast. Muscle memory is a hell of a drug. Yeah. The only thing for me was reminding myself what my current frame is called Caliban, what Caliban's abilities are. Because I was like, I remember that I make robot babies, and that's all I remember. I don't remember anything else about the toolkit. But it comes back to you fast. You just hit 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go over. Oh, yeah, right. Got it. Anyway, yeah. The big game that I still haven't touched that I want to is Path of Exile 2. Some people are saying that I should just wait, though. I feel like I missed the, like, big wave when it first came out and everyone was like, holy shit, Path of Exile 2, right? And now we've hit the point where people are going, okay, I see the cracks in the system because it's early access, right? I see the issues, and I'm going to hang back until some of those issues are fixed. So I might just wait. I might just wait on it. I don't know. As an ARPG main gamer, you should wait until stuff is fixed. Okay. When is it out? Have they said when they want it to release? In 6 to 12 months. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Yeah. The school break has been nice. I've spent a lot of time with my kiddo. We had a lot of family stuff going on last week. To be honest, though, I'm really excited for next week when I can get back to normal streams. Summer already hit me up like, homie, you want to play League this week? I've been thinking about Marvel Rivals a lot. I haven't played anything in days. I haven't played anything in days, dude. There's just been so much going on that by the time I have free time, I've just been like, I'm either gonna sleep or I'm gonna listen to my book and stare at a wall. And that's what I've done. And that's mostly what I've done, so. Well, it sounds like we'll have another week of no cousin time. Which is fine. She's doing family stuff. Obviously, I'm always a go spend time with your family sort of person. So yeah, we didn't have cousin time last week. Their event is going to be over by the time we would be playing again. So I really need to remind myself to do the event. I've been itching to play more Rivals. Same. Amy Amazonian sent me a picture of a magic card that's literally a raccoon and a squirrel together. And was like, it's us. Because Amy only plays Squirrel Girl and I only play Rocket Raccoon. It's very cute. It's like, oh my gosh, dynamic duo, dude. And I responded with a fan art picture that someone did of Optimus Prime and Mecha Sonic. So, you know, Amy's been a good friend in my repertoire. Like, I always appreciate when a friendship is starting to blossom with a person where I'm like, I saw some shit and I need to send it to that person. A pic of them doing what? Just chilling. It was cute. It's like, holy shit, I never see people draw Mecha Sonic. I love that. That makes me very happy. Yeah, Amy's amazing. You should follow Amazonian if you like Magic the Gathering content. Amy's great and so funny. Yeah, when someone like wears their interests on their sleeve so plainly. Like, anytime I see a funny Transformers thing, I'm like, I should send this to Amy. She's probably already seen it, but I'm gonna send it anyway. Anyhow, let me read our activity feed, and then we're gonna take off. I think I'm gonna open up Raid Leader if you'd like to suggest anybody with your channel points, feel free. But yeah, it feels good to come back and do a stream. It's been a while. I was saying we've only done Geekenders in the last like week, so. But I hope any of you who celebrated something this week, I hope you had a lovely time. I hope you had a lovely, safe, fulfilling time. Hazrar, thank you for the 93 months. PZN for the 95. Male Malay for the 85. Ampsan for the 118. Drum for the 73. Jun Coffee for the 51. Tirakata for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much for the support. True Heart for the 107. Dr. Jazzfist for the 86. Aomaz the Cat Gangster for the 103. Pigeon Studios Pete for the 13. Court and Justice for the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Tagalongs for the 63. Asher Lee for the 100. Happy 100. Ivan for the 63. Nicodemus for the 81. Steinke for the 83. Danny Prime, thank you again for the raid. If any of you stuck around after the raid, I hope you had a nice time with us. Carrion Ghoul, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Dorlugas for the 86. Paper Stained Ink for the 79. Amariel for the 104. Fatal for All for the 106. Sestra Star for the 51. Chef Pantherfoot for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. T Pippi for all the gifted subs as well. Thank you so much. Zephyrus 1 for the 102. Geeky Viking for the 10. And Chiyuku for the 101. Thank you guys. If you were gifted a sub today, make sure you say a thank you. We had some bonus subs as well with the gift subs, so that's always great. Thank you very much. Outcasted Rum is currently playing Persona 5 for the first time. Okay, let me just do my due diligence real quick. Okay. We are rating Outcasted Rum. There we go. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. We've got Sunforge tonight. It's going to be an extra long session tonight, I think it sounds like. It's probably going to be like 4.5 or 5 hours long. So if you'd like to tune into that, fantastic. That's on Joe Fudge's channel. And tomorrow we should be back to our schedule. We're still on the break schedule, so I'll be starting 2 hours later than normal, 1 p.m. England time. So it'll still be like that for the next week, and then we'll be back to normal. But in the meantime, thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.